Hello to anybody watching. It is June 25th. It's a Thursday. We're out here. We had an interesting day today. The market came down really bad in the morning, like a $10 drop after Micron reported good earnings yesterday. So that was not good to see. We had an inflation report in the morning, and I guess it was just a digestion of that. I don't know. The market's been really mixed lately, and that's kind of what I want to talk about. It's I don't want to fearmonger, but it's concerning me. You can see we're down overnight. The S&P 500 is down about 0.5%. The Nasdaq is down almost 1%. And I don't know if Micron was enough to save the market. This looks like it wants to fall off a cliff. Like, this does not look good. We were not able to hold these higher levels and go up towards the gap, and now we're looking to head back down to the downside, so it's not looking good. We've had 7 red days in a row, or at least, like 7 red intraday moves in a row. Like, there's just been selling pressure like no other this past couple weeks, so you don't like to see it. It's not fun. But I mean, you can always look for a downside move and either profit off of it or get a discount on some stuff. So, with the Iran war and inflation fears and rate hikes in the future, there's a lot of bad stuff looming over the market, and you can see it has these moments where it tries to move higher, and it does for a little bit, but the selling comes back, and it's been really choppy. And the past 3 days, it's we're stuck in this range from 740 to 730, and we're just chop 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 back and forth. So it's going to pick a direction at some point, and that's probably going to give the people the confirmation that they need that it's going that way. So who knows which way it'll really go. We could get some random headline about something good, and it could lead the market to move higher, but as of right now, it looks pretty tough. It looks like it's kind of peaking towards the downside, especially in this overnight session. We had a $6 drop from the highs of the after hours down to where we're at now. It went from 630 or 736 down to 730. So it's pretty legitimate. Like, this is not good. So again, it could just melt up overnight, and we could open the day pretty much flat tomorrow, and go from there and let the open market decide where it's going to go. But as of right now, in this very moment, it looks like it wants to just kind of just fade overnight and gap down lower. And if it does that, it's going to gap down out of this range that we've been in, and it'll probably look for a move lower. So just be ready for that. A couple stocks to look at for us. First one's going to be Apple. Apple had like the worst day in a very long time. It was actually gross. It sold off all day, and it did the same thing as the broader market. It caught some upward moves here and there. You can see bing, 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 but it could not hold them, and then the selling just came back. They raised prices on, I believe it was Macs and iPads, and they floated the idea of price hikes on iPhones. So the people are kind of questioning, will this cause people to leave their ecosystem? Because, if someone else isn't going to crunch them for their money, they could just migrate over to that, because that's what it's all about the money. So who knows? It was a scary day for Apple. It does put it down a lot in the last couple weeks. We went from about $300 down to $275, so give or take a 10% drop, a little bit less, but still a pretty solid drop here. And man, I was looking today because I was looking at Apple when it was down in the morning, because it was already down, give or take 5% by the time it was 10 a.m. And I was trying to look because it seemed like a lot to me. I've seen Apple down 2%, 3% quite a few times, but I couldn't remember the last time I've seen it down 5%. And I've really only seen it down that much on days where it's like a broader market, like just dump. So I don't know. This could be a leader, like it could be leading the broader market drawdown that we may be heading into. Who knows? Or it could be an oversold territory, and if the market regains its footing and gets buyers to step in again for whatever reason, Apple could look to reclaim levels and go back up to this gap at 293. So it's a long way to go. I could be wrong. You never know, but I don't think it's gonna happen tomorrow. So we'll find out. The next stock I want to look at real quick is Micron, because they had really good earnings, and then in the morning they dumped over $100 a share. It was pretty wild. And then even more wild, over the next handful of hours they climbed all the way back up. But now you can see they kind of had a weak end of day, and now aftermarket they're down 4.4%. They're down $53 a share. So this is pretty crazy, pretty concerning. I don't know, I don't like it. Like, when this company just put up great earnings, and sure, their stock is up, just a little bit over the past year, but still, they're putting up the numbers to justify it, quite honestly. And look, people are going to take their profits. If they were getting in back at $300 or lower, sure, people are going to be taking profits here and there. Even if they got in around, up here, whether it was $1,000 or $900, $800, and they're still up 20%, even more, you can't blame them for taking some profit. But it's just concerning to see these stocks fade, especially these really strong ones. It's the same story with SanDisk. SanDisk went up a lot off of the Micron sympathy, and it's also selling off. So it's just scary to look at for sure. The last stock I want to look at is Nvidia, because Nvidia has been the golden child for a while, but it's kind of lost its spark lately. You can see just a week ago it was at 214, and now it's all the way down to 192. Well, that's what the low was today. And then you can see aftermarket, it's climbing back down towards 192. So if it loses this and goes lower, we are in for it. We are actually in for it. Now, we need to see the market regain its footing, or we're in for some trouble, because it's at a tough spot right now with the macro events happening. So if it does not catch a bid here and it gaps down and it looks lower, it's a slippery slope. It's up really high right now, and it's a slippery slope. With everything looming, I don't know. I'm concerned for now. Long term, we'll be fine, but just for the short term, I don't know. When I look and I decide if I'm bullish or bearish, it's hard to be bullish with everything going on. So you always want to trade what you see, and don't get married to one idea, because things happen quickly and things can change quickly. It's very fast lately. This morning, it was I think it was up by 0.6%. You could be married to the idea of, yeah, it's going up, and then it dumps $10 right in your face. And then you could be married to the idea of it going down and crashing, and then it's going to pop up again, another $8. So it's really back and forth. It needs to choose a direction here, and we're going to find out in the coming days what direction that's going to be. So I don't know. The chart's a mess right now. It's definitely something interesting. I mean, the sky's the limit with the stock market, but for right now, I don't know. It's prone to short-term pullbacks, so don't be surprised if you see it red again tomorrow, because it's red right now, and it's on track to be red tomorrow. So again, things can change quick. Trade what you see. Don't get married to one idea too bad, but ultimately, I wish you luck, because right now we're in an interesting predicament. So yeah, I know I will be very cautious with how I'm looking at stuff, so I hope you do the same. I wish you luck. I hope you make some money, no matter which way it goes, but I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.